This podcast is part of the Deluxe Edition Network. To find other great shows on the network, head over to deluxeeditionnetwork.com. That's deluxeeditionnetwork.com.
Hey everybody, this is Chase from Barrel Age Flicks. Go ahead and check out our Patreon for raw, uncut footage and early access to all of our episodes. The link is in the description and it's only $5 a month. Thanks for listening.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to BAF, the Tasting Room.
Yeah! I like to bang to this movie.
We have a guest on board with us. We have Ray from 10 Cent Beer Night. What is up, Ray?
Woo! What's going on, guys?
Thanks for joining us.
Hello. Yeah, man. Thanks for being here, man.
My pleasure.
What's the 10 cent beer of the night?
Yeah.
Guinness.
It's like a bunch of creatures of the night over there.
So the whole reason why I picked Ray is because Ray is a big fan of the 80s. He's a big 80s guy, so that's why I figured that this would be a good one, because we are going to be doing the top 5 80s sex comedies, which are classic movies, especially started basically in the early 80s, 80, 81, 82, 83.
Really? Anything that came out in the 80s?
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
Okay.
All right, whatever.
I didn't actually explain how decades work.
You know what? I don't give a fuck.
Decades are hard. God damn.
Oh, God. So anyways, why don't you go ahead and plug your show, buddy?
All right, so I am Ray. I am the host of the 10 Cent Beer Night podcast. If you like drinking beer in the garage on a Friday night with your friends, that's what my podcast sounds like.
Even better.
That's
Perfect. Good
Nice.
show. Good show.
Yep.
Everybody, please check him out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's also, aren't you also the co-host of The Den?
I am also the co-host of Deluxe Edition with Casey Shearer. And that also sounds like two guys drinking beer in the garage on a Friday night and hanging out, except we have celebrity guests.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You guys get some
Nice.
good ones, too. You guys get some real good ones. I'm jealous a lot of times when I hear you guys.
Yeah, and I was actually, you guys were very nice to have me on your show for that one time, and I fucking loved it. I had a great time with you guys.
So,
Yeah, it was fun, man.
so who has been your favorite guest on there so far?
That's tough. I like talking to Mark Singer because he invited me to come to his house.
That is fucking awesome.
And I'm like, really, dude? I can come hang out at your house if I'm in LA? He's like, fuck yeah, come on over.
That's pretty fucking dope, man.
That's awesome.
Pretty fucking cool.
All right, so Ray, I'm going to let you start first. So the top 5 sex comedies. So let's go ahead and hear your list.
Of the 80s.
Of the 80s, yeah.
There it is.
Yes, sir. So I went with all teen sex comedies. All right. I cut out all the adult sex because in the 80s, when we were kids, all you wanted to see was other teenagers trying to get laid. So I did 5 all teen movies.
All right.
So I'm starting out with Losing It, which had Jackie Earle Haley, Tom Cruise, John Stockwell, Shelley Long. It's basically 4 kids who go to Tijuana to try and get laid. They hook up with Shelley Long on the way.
I remember that one.
Just an amazing movie. Jackie's character tries to buy Spanish Fly, and the dude pulls a shotgun on him in the pharmacy.
Yes.
Just a fantastic movie. And then let's go to the Private School for number 4,
Good pick.
1983.
Good
One.
Phoebe Cates is in this.
Yep.
Yes.
No breasts, but you do have Betsy Russell, who takes care of some nudity for you.
Oh, yeah, especially on the horse. The horseback
and I like-
riding scene.
Yeah, and I like that this one starts off with the guys all standing on each other's shoulders, using a Polaroid to take pictures of her in the shower through the door.
Yep.
And they're actually excited to see a picture of the shower door that you can't even see anything through. They're like super pumped. So I'm going to give 16 Candles the number 3 spot just for Long Duck Dong.
Okay.
And his,
We'll allow it.
and his sexy new American girlfriend. Yeah, I think this movie is pretty fucking cool. And Farmer Ted, you know, him having sex with the girl in the back of the car when she's unconscious. I don't know if that would fly today, but you know, in the 80s,
It absolutely would not.
No, wouldn't.
No.
in the 80s, it flies. Number 2, I'm going Porky's. One of the greatest movies ever made.
Yes. Directed by the famous Bob Clark.
Yeah, there's not much I need to say about Porky's. That's an American classic. And if you haven't seen Porky's, you probably shouldn't even be listening to podcasts or allowed to go out in public. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, we have one right
I
here.
totally agree.
Yes.
I saw 3/4 of it. Kiss my ass. You interrupted it. I was going to finish it tonight.
So what's Porky's?
and then number 1, I'm going Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yes.
Very good.
for obvious reasons, I think the Phoebe
Classic.
Cates scene is one of the most iconic in all of any film ever made since the silent films. That scene is perfection. And what's her face? Jennifer Jason Leigh, she's no slouch either when it comes to the booby department. So,
Oh yeah.
Fast Times, I think, is perfection when it comes to teen sex romps. Great soundtrack, great movie. So, who's next there, Ron?
That'd be me right now. That's a great list. Like
Wonderful.
seriously.
Very, very good.
The Losing It, that's the one I didn't put that on my list, but I remembered that and I enjoyed the hell out of that movie. So that was a good one to put in there. All right, so my top 5. Already got some ones that he already said here, but of course the number 1 is Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yes.
I mean, seriously, Jennifer Jason Leigh was just fucking amazing in that, and Phoebe Cates, the fucking getting out of the pool scene is one of the most famous nude scenes in history. Fucking love that. That and what's it? Sean Penn as Spicoli.
Yep.
Yeah, fucking great.
Yeah.
Then Private School. I'm going with Private School. That is actually my number 2. That one was
My number 2nd. That is my number 2nd.
my number 2.
All right, first of all,
Shut the fuck up.
letter 1, okay, is my first point here, and my second point would be number B.
Yes.
What?
He didn't even pick up on it.
No, I didn't.
That's what makes it so great. I love you so much.
Oh, but no, Private School is great, and the whole funny scene with the 3 guys dressing up like fucking women to go into the girls' class and everything, hilarious. Especially the shower scenes. You gotta love the fucking shower scenes because that was really famous back in the 80s with the sex comedies. Fucking love that movie. And what's the actor's name that is in that the famous one that's in there, the more famous one? I forgot his name. He was in Memphis Belle. I'm trying
Matthew
to remember.
Modine.
Matthew Modine. There we go. Yeah, one of his earliest roles right there. My number 3. Now I'm sure you guys. I don't know if you guys have heard this one. Hollywood Nights. That is a favorite of
That's
mine.
a good one.
The fucking car club during Halloween night in the 60s. Fucking Robert Wool as New Bomb. A lot of TNA, and also that fucking scene when the cheerleaders forgot to wear their panties. Fucking great. Fucking underrated classic, in my opinion. I fucking loved it. It is just a great sex comedy. It's just, you remember that one, Ray? Hollywood Nights?
Oh, of course.
Oh, yeah. So that's my number 3. And then, of course...
If it's from the 80s and got boobies, I've probably seen it.
And then number 3, I would go with Porky's trilogy, really. I'd probably go with all 3 of them. Probably the first 2 more than anything. The Next Day was good, but the original is by far the classic. I mean, just that fucking shower scene when he sticks his fucking cock inside the teacher just grabs it. I fucking love that. And Pee-wee was just a fucking great character in that. Fucking Meat and just their whole, the whole chemistry between Meat and Pee-wee was great. Love that movie. And then the last one, my number 5 would be Weird Science. Weird Science is to me a classic one. It's a more toned down version, and there is tits and there is ass in it.
Yep.
Really. I mean, I remember the fucking girl when the whole house was being blown away and you could see her clothes being blown off and everything else. And then also them taking a shower with her. Fucking great movie. Weird Science is a classic to me. So that is my top 5. So Ragnar, I'm going to hand it off to you. What are your top 5?
All right. No particular order. We got Porky's, which
I think that's going to be on all our fucking
us.
lists.
I don't know.
I don't think it's going to be on all the lists.
I don't know.
I don't think it's going to be on all
I'm
the
really
lists.
curious what Chase is at.
Yeah.
So,
And then we got Revenge of the Nerds.
yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, that fucking scene when they
that's a
tried to
good
steal
one.
the panties out of the fucking oh god, that was a great one.
That's a fucking classic.
they were smart as fucking how they did it.
Another 80s movie with rape. That.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Everything was okay in the 80s. It didn't fucking matter. It was great.
Yeah.
Everyone was high on coke. It was fine.
It's fine now.
As long as it's for the purpose of comedy, everything wasn't off the table. I mean, you could do
Right.
anything in the 80s as long as it was in a comedy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you could laugh about it, it was okay.
Right.
You can't do that now, though.
Oh, God, yeah.
No.
Then we got Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yes.
Yes.
And then I doubt anybody else will have this one, but Risky Business.
That's a great movie.
Yeah.
It is.
That's a classic
It
right there. I
is.
mean, seriously.
Well, the train scene is the highlight of that movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was. That was hot.
And you know there was a
Great,
remake.
dude.
The Girl Next Door was sort of a remake of Risky
was.
Business.
It was a little bit.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
a modern day version of it.
yeah.
With a fucking porn star instead.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's your top 5?
That was top fucking 4, asshole.
Oh shit! I'm
Counting
fucking
is
rushing
hard.
here.
One,
Shut the fuck up.
5. And then last one would be Stripes.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. All
It's
right.
got sex. It's fucking funny as hell.
But I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wouldn't have. So when I think sex comedy, I don't put Stripes there. It's a great comedy.
No,
but it doesn't pop up in my mind as a sex comedy.
But it makes all the checks in the box.
It does.
Though.
It does.
So
it's like a stealth one.
Yeah. Well, that's what they were trying. They're trying to be stealthy going into Germany.
Yes,
Ray, what would you think? Do you think Stripes fits in as a sex comedy?
Loosely,
Man, that's tough.
very loosely.
I don't know if I can call that a sex comedy. Fuck it, I'll allow it.
All right, Stu, it's on to you, buddy. What are your top 5?
Okay, so I got Fast Times, of course, as my number 1.
Yep.
All right, not just for the sex things. Overall, amazing fucking cast, amazing fucking comedy,
Great soundtrack too.
Everything about it is
Yep.
just it's peak 80s gold.
Yeah.
It really is. Risky Business was my number 2.
There we go.
All right, it just worked so goddamn well. Then I had the Revenge of the Nerds series.
Which is like 8-9 movies or something like that.
Just because there's so many funny scenes throughout this whole series.
Yeah.
See, but we were also talking about this because we were thinking about Police Academy, if that would fit in, but that's not really a sex comedy. It's more of a comedy.
Yeah, I could. You definitely say Revenge of the Nerds is much more of a sex comedy than Police Academy.
God, Nerds in Paradise. You remember that one? That was a good one. That was a fun one.
Then I went with the Porky's series because mainly I would go with the Porky's 1 is like gold to me. But the one scene in Porky's 2 that will live rent free in my head and always makes me laugh is when the ghoul comes up drunk as fuck, coming up to the cops.
Boogie, boogie, boogie.
I don't know why
could
it's so
see you
goddamn
doing that.
hilarious.
The fucking librarian in the fucking cemetery is also great.
Yeah.
But just imagining being those cops and seeing this obvious drunk moron thinking he's getting away with it and scaring you. I would think this would be the greatest highlight of my life. Just to have something like that happen to me.
But you remember, you also thought that was from the first movie.
Exactly, because I remember it was so fucking funny. I'm like, it had to have been from Porky's 1 because Porky's 2 is nowhere near as good as Porky's 1. So like it had to have been from fucking Porky's 1 because it's such a hilarious fucking scene. But no, it absolutely was from Porky's 2.
But the classic thing about Porky's is the fucking finale when they take down Porky's club. That was fucking great. The way that they planned it and everything, fucking amazing.
And then to round out my top 5, Once Bitten, the Jim Carrey starring.
Yeah, see, I was
That was pretty good.
Yeah. And
that's a good one.
One of the ones that I saw so many times growing up, always playing on one of the movie channels or on VHS. It just will always, have a soft spot in my heart. And it was just looking back to seeing such a young Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Like, and actually, I thought he did really fucking well.
Oh, fuck
with the
yeah, he
role.
did. Yeah.
So yeah, those are my top 5s. How about you, Chase?
His top 3.
Okay, we're gonna. All right,
I'm curious. You have 5?
we're gonna no. So we're gonna get through these real quick, and we're gonna say
You know Chase being our young buck here, so
It goes basic training, risky business,
okay.
and fuck's sake, it was just on the tip of my tongue. What was it we did? We did the fucking episode
Weird
on
Science?
That one. Yep. And because that is the order I saw them in.
Basic training. Which one is that? I don't remember that one.
That was hold on a minute. Ann Dusenberry, Rhonda Shear, Angela Ames.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I think I'm starting to remember
1985.
Yeah, I remember that one.
I can't say I remember enough of it to comment.
Ray, do you remember the first Turn On?
I don't remember that one. What year?
It was a
did that
Lloyd
come out?
Kaufman
Like,
film. I think it was in 1981 or something like that. It was Lloyd Kaufman from Trauma.
Boy, that's early for
Like
them.
before Toxic Avenger and everything is because Lloyd Kaufman actually did sex comedies before. The first Turn On. That was pretty fucking hilarious.
Yeah. I've probably seen it. I just don't remember it.
Okay.
Because I was a big Trauma guy back in the day. Love Trauma.
Trauma is fucking, I think me and Stu will agree with you that we are big Trauma fans.
A wonderful film.
Toxic Avenger is something we're planning on
high
doing.
quality. It's
a great
movie.
Independent filmmaking.
Absolutely.
So Chase, you got your 3.
I have some.
Well, how come
housekeeping.
How come Chase doesn't have 5?
Because apparently I'm 13.
No, you're 12. You're 12. You haven't graduated at 13 yet.
I just had my birthday.
You know,
You're
hey, when
you're
you go
12, turning 12.
Okay. Hey, Chase, word of advice. When you go last, just pick movies that everyone else picked to fill out your top 5.
He can't do that because that would be breaking one of the rules of the show, which is honesty all the time.
And then you'll spin the wheel.
Yes. But I do feel the need for a little bit of housekeeping. All right. So this is a top 5, right?
Yes.
Okay. So he did not do 5.
Oh,
so thereby
he spins
I
the
vote
wheel
for punishment.
I vote aye.
Yeah.
You get to see the wheel getting spin.
And I vote for fuck you guys.
I vote for fuck you guys.
Is that why you're looking up movies right now?
No, because actually I've got 5 without Porky's. So
Oh, you're an ass.
all up in that beard, baby.
Fuck yeah.
What do you get? Grab something yummy?
Goddamn right.
Oh, you got lucky.
Son of a bitch.
You got lucky.
I don't know.
Well, you got to fix. You got,
Balls in his mouth.
give him a shot. Give him the dark raspberry liqueur.
He is 12. He is 12. How dare you? How dare you, Ragnar?
Pretty sure that we can get arrested for that.
All right, so now we're gonna go. We're going
Talk
to.
about the 80s, I thought.
We're gonna finish up with Lenny. So Lenny, give
12
you
was
your.
still not allowed in the 80s. All right.
What was
I
that?
don't give a
80s?
fuck.
Which one?
12 was still not allowed in the 80s.
Well, according to Weird Science, it was totally fine.
That was like
They were like
15?
15.
All right. And that was female on male. So that was allowed, I guess.
Last time I checked, the law was written at 18, and 15 or 12 didn't matter.
Depending on the state.
Was it Colorado's still like 16? I think it is.
We'll take your little yummy shot right there. Whatever. What are you drinking?
Bailey's.
Bailey's. Okay.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
All right. And now Lenny.
Lenny, what are your top 5?
All right. So first of all, I've got Weird Science. Fucking amazing. That movie, I literally have watched it so many times. Like I can't even. I've lost count. It's fucking brilliant.
Just remember how we said how creepy it was though when we did the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Looking back now?
Yeah.
Or looking back then, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Okay.
The whole scene with the slow mo by the pool. Fucking classic.
Oh yeah, that's classic pool scene right there.
Revenge of the Nerds, specifically the second movie, was fucking great.
Nerds in Paradise.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
That was so fucking good, man. There's so many good moments.
Believe it or not, it was PG-13. It still had tits and ass.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
See, it was,
Because they got away with a lot in the 80s.
it was a glorious time.
Oh yeah.
Earth Girls Are Easy.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I forgot about that one.
There is tits. Thank you.
There's no tits in that movie.
Fuck you.
I don't remember tits in that movie.
There's plenty of hotness in that
There-
movie.
yeah,
It's a good movie.
Harley
Shut-
was actually, when I was going through this list with her talking about what my picks were, she actually specifically mentioned, well, what about that movie that has, this one and this person? I'm like, Earth Girls Are Easy? Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It was good, but I don't consider it.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
Ray, would you
I thought
consider
it was-
that a sex comedy?
It absolutely is a sex comedy. Are you insane?
Well, all right. I have to ask, did anyone have sex in that movie?
Yeah, well, kind of, yeah.
Gina Davis and Jeff Goldblum's character
Yes,
did. I
yes, they
believe.
did. Yes.
What do you mean, kind of?
Well, because it was weird. Like they okay, hold on. They had
Just a tip.
hold on.
Not taking your
Okay, you're
clothes.
gonna
dry humping.
you're gonna laugh, but eventually I'll get to put my argument out there. Yeah, so the aliens, they had this ability where like they could, which is really fucking unfair. They could just by touching a female, they could basically send him into this euphoric fucking orgasm spasm. And so like he fucking like was having sex with her and he touched her in that way, of course, and she was like, "Wah!" And it's I'm like that's and that's why they're saying Earth Girls Are easy, because these guys can basically touch a woman and get them to fucking come. And I'm like, that's not fair. They show up and we can't fucking come on, man. So
Come
okay.
on. I can touch a woman and make her come. Come on now.
Well, but
You
this
just need to get on our fucking level, my guy.
there's a but it's I'm talking touch, not stroke. There's a whole different thing to it.
There's a
So-
thing you do like this.
Yeah. And you just keep doing that until this thing happens.
So what is your number 5?
Number 5 is a movie that I don't know how many of you are actually
He's
familiar
only right
with.
about it.
Hold on, I'm curious.
Number 5 is a movie called My Chauffeur. And it was in 1986. You can look it up. It was absolutely a sex comedy. There was a scene with it. It's based off this girl who is she drives a limousine and she has her job is to go around and pick people up. She picks up this at one point. She picks up this rock star.
Yeah.
And he has this crazy fucking
Okay, yeah. I remember.
Yeah, you remember.
Yep,
He has this crazy scavenger hunt, and one of them is for blue panties. And he's like, oh, blue panties, and he's British, and he makes her pull over the limousine, if anyone remembers that saw it, and he's fucking trying to attack this old woman because he's trying to take her panties off because it's part of his scavenger hunt. It was fucking outrageous. It's a good movie.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. When it comes to sex comedies, they got to have TNA.
It's good. I promise you it's a good one. It's funny as fuck.
Because I think that's what they were more famous for, is just the TNA and the shower scenes and stuff like that. Those were the great, like, you know, Slumber Party Massacre.
Mm-hmm.
I'd find that like a sex comedy horror because, you know, what the fuck?
Kind of like Club Dread. Like that. I mean, not 80s, strippers. But that's a good example of that. Yeah.
Zombie strippers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's funny.
Well, that's it. So I guess that's our sex comedies. Great list, everybody.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got my 5.
I'm surprised.
That was clutch,
Damn
baby.
It,
that was
really
a Hail Mary.
I really wanted you to spin that wheel.
I wasn't going to call for the vote until after you went, because Ron had mentioned that he thinks he only had like 3. So I was going to get both of you, but I felt the need to call for the vote because Ray brought up. He's like, he only had 3.
If you didn't say anything until the end of the show,
that's what I was waiting for, because I didn't want.
Then they would have both got hit because he would have been looking up and everything else. You did that on purpose.
No, because that movie was in my head. I was like, I fucking know that's a sex comedy, and I know it's 80s, but I couldn't think of the name, so I was looking it up, and I was like, oh, there it is, My Chauffeur. That was
now. If you all had to vote, then number 1, it'd probably be Fast Times at Ridgemont High or Porky's. Probably cross between those two.
I mean, I don't know, man.
What do you think, Ray?
I think those two are pretty close, but I got to go Fast Times just because I think Porky's is set in the 60s and Fast Times is actually set in the 80s.
That's true.
You know what?
I got to lean that way.
Yeah, well, that's the same because Hollywood Nights, that takes place in the 60s also. But yeah, man, great list, guys.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right. So, hey, go ahead and plug your show one more time before we roll out.
Yep.
10 Cent Beer Night Podcast. I make podcasts. They're fun. Come drink beer with me.
We will definitely, and I hope everybody listens to him. He's got a great show, guys, and also him with Casey on the deluxe edition. So glad to have you on our show, buddy, and so glad to finally get you on here.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. It's finally nice to actually see everybody together, except for the ones that aren't on camera right now for me, because obviously that's the pretty one that you put in front of me. There they are. See? Fuck, look at this.
Look at these ugly bastards.
I think Ragnar might be the prettiest one.
Yes.
Oh,
sailors always have pretty mouths.
Sexy motherfucker.
There you go.
All right, guys. Well, that is the end of our tasting room episode. It was so fun to do this. Thanks for joining our show again, Ray, and we will see you all guys later.
Bye. My pleasure.
Bye. Fuck Schnickel.
Just grab liquor. Bitch twat! Ass monkey! Hey guys, this is Ron. Thank you for listening to our podcast, Barrel Aged Flicks. 2022 has been an amazing year with our great shows, including BAF, The Small Batch, and The Tasting Room. If you like our show, please leave a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Guys, this helps out enormously. Give us a follow on Instagram at Barrel Aged Flicks Podcast. If you would like to send us a special film request, please contact us via Instagram and we will give you a personal shout out on the show. We are also on Facebook and Twitter. Our podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Buzzsprout, Google Podcasts, Audible, Pocket Cast, Spotify, CastBox, iHeartRadio, and Pandora. Special thanks to Carl Casey at White Bat Audio on YouTube for his awesome music. This guy fucking rocks. Check him out. Want to give a shout out to Sammy, one of our guest hosts on the show who does our amazing album artwork. Thank you, Sammy. Our podcast only exists because of listeners like you. To find other great shows, head over to deluxeeditionnetwork.com. Hope you join us for our next episode. Later, guys.